Hey all, it's Jeff. It's still technically Monday as I'm doing this video, but I know that it is coming out a little late. Just because I've had a lot of errands that I've had to run with my mom and everything like that. But this week we have a really important topic that we should discuss and everything like that, so here we go. Why is it important to have a trans, queer, gender non-conforming community? I think I can answer this a couple of different ways, and so I'm gonna figure out how I'm answering this as I'm talking. But basically, it's really important to have any type of community, whether or not you are trans, queer, I don't know, like anything. It's important to have a place and a community of people who understand what you're going through or are able to find resources for you to help you with whatever you're going through if they have the ability of doing that. It's also really nice to have just some form of support. Usually community members can be very supportive. When you have a sense of community, a sense of worth essentially with these people, it's just, that is so important for anyone, whether or not you're transitioning, whether or not you just need those social contacts. It's extremely important, as those people will just provide as much support as they can. It'll be good learning experiences, and just having that is it's awesome to have. As for the communities that I personally am involved with, I'm heavily involved with my campus doing women's studies things. I'm an intern for the women's studies department. I'm also very heavily involved with our campus's Queers and Allies group. I'm a treasurer, an executive member for a while, and just getting all those things figured out and set up. Also pretty active in the whole trans activism thing, as I am only one of a couple of trans people who are out on campus. I'm the only one left as of now, but trying to coordinate a bunch of things with our Q&A group, and also with the college. It's important to have voices who speak up and say, you know, that's not inclusive or anything like that, because some people honestly have no idea. Some people still think trans people aren't real, but that's another story. I'm also heavily involved with our safe space training on campus. I've spoken at a couple of them. I also help with the whole speaking and telling my coming out story and answering questions that people might have, as long as they're not too personal or offensive. I think y'all know what I'm talking about with that. That leads me to the next thing that I'm going to talk about, which is what makes a space unsafe. Basically, any space that doesn't include all people, all gender identities, all sexual orientations, any of that, that's not a safe space to be a part of, as it's exclusionary. And I'm sure that there are a bunch of people in those groups who may not be as welcoming to whomever you are, and that's not good. That's not a good situation to get into. Other ways that they make it unsafe, just comments that people make, whether or not they are educated or not. Sometimes it's uncomfortable to be in certain places, even in the queer community or the trans community, and not every space in those portions of the community can be safe for every single person, because there are people who have triggering memories, and that's an unsafe thing, where there are people who can joke about a certain thing, a certain topic, and then it'll put a bunch of anxiety or triggering memories for certain people. I've had those instances, and it's just that's where I remove myself from the place until I become more capable of, saying that wasn't cool, please don't joke about that, things like that, if you are able to do that. Basically, any community can become an unsafe space, depending on who is involved and, your comfort level in those spaces. It's something that can be very subjective to a person's experience, and I can't speak on every single person's behalf, and I will not. That's not my place, and I'm aware of that. So really, you just got a bunch of me saying that every community is different. There are spaces that may be unsafe for other people, but not for another. I don't know, something like that. But I think as long as the community that you are a part of is accepting of who you are and is not hindering you in any way, shape, or form, is not making you do things that you're not comfortable with or manipulating you, and I think that's really what matters. I think that having a space and a community, a sense of support and comfort, wherever that is for you, is something that you should hold on to. Alright, I'm sorry that this video is probably not the most put together. Again, I apologize for it coming really late. I was very busy this weekend. I had work, and then I had errands and appointments that I had to get to before I head back to school. So I will see you all next week, and I hope that you have a great rest of your week. Bye.